So, hey guys, welcome to our call, Fun Fit and Fabulous. Today we are talking all things Morning Meltdown 100, and I'm really, really pumped because Scottie is my coach, who got me started with Beachbody and the amazing company that is. But he is going to share with us because he has been part of the exclusive test group. And he's completed all 100 workouts. Looks amazing. I'm allowed to say that. And yeah, he's going to share a little bit about his experience and what to expect and a little bit about what it is. Like, we often share a lot of visuals and things, but sometimes it's just really nice to hear it coming from someone that's been through the program, right? I started yesterday. I'm loving it. I was on a call with one of my coaches and I stretched my arm out to reach my phone. I was like, maybe I shouldn't have done that. But yeah, really loving it. It's something completely different to what I've ever done. So yeah, I've got a couple of questions, Scottie, that people have asked me to ask you because they can't make the call. But I'm going to just let you talk and I'm going to interrupt. So I'm going to pop myself on silent. But if anyone has any questions at any point, please pop them in the chat. Or just unmute yourself and feel free to ask Scottie. He's super open to answering questions.
I don't want to just talk either. I don't want to just talk either. So please ask me some questions because, like, all I can say is about the program is it's awesome. Like, I've done home workouts for those of you guys that don't know me. I started my first home workout, P90X, in May of 2010. And I've done home workouts for, it's almost 9.5 years now. And so when I say Morning Meltdown 100 is awesome, it is freaking awesome. Like, it's my favorite workout altogether. And I have to tell you, like, I'll always be straightforward with you. I was a little skeptical at the beginning. Not because she's a female trainer, because I've worked out with Jericho before, with Les Mill, Combat. I worked out with her in Core de Force. So I know she's great. But I was like a little skeptical about when they first announced it. There's a live DJ on the set. And I'm like, that's kind of weird. Like, how, like, what's the deal? Like, a live DJ on the workout set, and it just felt kind of weird at the beginning. Another thing I was skeptical about as I got started is within the first week, she's like talking about pliés and all of these dance terms. You know, as a guy, I'm sure for the girls maybe not as much, but I'm like supposed to be going on my toes like a ballerina when I'm doing curls. Like, this is a little weird. But oh my gosh, like as I got into it and kind of got down the flow, like, I've never had a total body workout like that before, where you're engaging everything during the move. So I was skeptical going into it, but I absolutely love it. And my son's yelling at me from the other room. So let me see what he wants just real quick, and then I'll answer your questions. Come here, Kayla.
So Scottie has 5 kids. So he's bless him. So I think they age from, I think they're like 3 to 13 now. They must be. I think it's 3 to 13. So he has his hands full.
Okay.
You're back.
Please don't interrupt when I'm on a call. But the little 3-year-old needed his butt wiped, so that's one thing I got to help him with. So, so I was super excited about being in the test group, but nervous, like a little skeptical about what the experience was going to be like. Because I love the workout body beast. Like, I love just lifting weights and trying to gain strength like that. So I didn't really expect that Morning Meltdown 100 would be such a great, like, strength building workout. And now you guys are all ladies listening to this. I don't want you to think, I'm sure Hannah's covered this in your virtual gym, that lifting weights is not going to make you bulky as a woman. It's going to make you lean and strong. You've seen how Hannah's changed over the last 2 years. You'll get an incredible, like, full body workout and working out the muscles. Today, Hannah said she's on day, she just started the program yesterday. Like, yesterday was cardio meltdown for her. Today was a workout called Upbeat Strength, was upper body workout. And it's literally, how do I explain this? Like, in any program before I've done, you do like 15 reps at one weight, and then you do like 12 reps at another weight, and you rest, and then you do like heavy weights for like 8 reps or whatever the process may be, with whether it's Sagi or Shalene or Autumn Calabrese with any of the workouts. Like when you're going to do Morning Meltdown 100 and Jericho says grab light weights, like you have to grab light weights. So just to give you an idea, like when I do like a back row, when I'm doing body beast, I'm using like 80 pounds on one arm. When I do it with Jericho, like 20 might be too much. Like 20 pounds might be too much weight. So like today there was a move, like it was like I picked 20s on one of the moves that we were doing, but to show you kind of, she talks about time under tension, which builds long, lean muscles. So I know you women want long, lean muscles. That's going to also help you burn calories. And, you know, even when you're not when you're done working out, you'll continue to burn calories, which would be awesome. But to give you an example, like one of the moves today, what was it? We were doing like curls, and then we were doing like Arnold shoulder press, and it's like you don't stop. It was like it's like 2 minutes straight without a rest. You go from one move, then you go to the next move, and then you combine the moves and like you do them together. So it was like a curl and then an Arnold press and down and a curl and an Arnold, and you don't stop. So like my advice is as you start Morning Meltdown 100, when she says use a lightweight, use a lightweight. Like there's one move that you're balancing on one leg. Hannah hasn't done this yet. And you're like pretending it's kind of like a bow and arrow, and you have a weight in this hand and this one, and you're bringing it out like this and then bringing it back, and you're on one leg.
That's in the sample.
Yeah, okay, that one's in the sample, that's right. And then you start bouncing, like you start like pulsing on one leg. And so like even sometimes I've had to drop my weights. So don't be afraid to drop your weights or to stop, like even like stop the program. I know Gabby does that like all of the time. And I've had to do it a few times. Like there's a couple moves where I pick a weight and it feels good. And then the combo move goes into something that I can't lift that much weight at. And so don't be afraid to just hit pause and grab a lighter weight that you can handle safely. And just modify throughout the program. One thing I want you guys to know about when I started Morning Meltdown 100, I had a torn meniscus in my left knee. I couldn't even bend it at all. So you guys did the sample, like those lightning bolt things, like that wasn't happening. It didn't even, I can still barely do it because if I bend my left knee too far, it's like an excruciating pain still. I'm still healing. So one thing I want you guys to know is just modify. Anything that you can't do, follow the modifier. And I remember in the first week, I was so frustrated. We're like doing those huge jumps on the cardio meltdown. And like, I couldn't jump or even put any pressure on that leg. And so it's like modify. I couldn't even like do what the modifier was doing. And what I love about Jericho is she was like, it was like exactly what I needed to hear. Cause I was frustrated. Like, can I even do this 100-day program? Like, I'm grateful that I got to be in this test group, but like, I can't even do the things that they're doing. And Jericho's like, modify the modifier. And if you can't modify the modifier, you got the DJ, just keep moving, just dance. And so I just started doing some jumping jacks and like running in place until they were done doing all their crazy jumps. And then I got back to doing what I could do. So that's one of my biggest pieces of advice is just have fun with it. Like listen to the music, listen to the beat of music, feel it, do the workout the best that you can and modify when you need to.
I think that's absolutely it. And I think that's just even doing like 3 workouts, the sample, and then the first couple of days is that I had this huge smile on my face the whole time because I was like, this is so fun. I used to dance. So I think like moving to music is kind of in my bones and I really love Pio and stuff. So, but I mean, that's one of Helen's questions because she has a bad knee is, you know, is it okay for people that have sore knees or have existing injuries? So, I mean, you obviously have had that problem throughout, and I mean, you've done 100 days, 100 workouts. Has it helped your injury?
Yeah. So Helen, I see that question, and we started to answer that with just going into kind of my experience with the knee.
Yeah.
Obviously, like my knee is getting better because I'm taking care of it. I'm not pushing it past what I should be doing, like listening to my body, really paying attention to what irritates it and whatnot. So my advice to you, if you have trouble with your knees or it's difficult with your knees, is to just modify. Like if they're jumping and any sort of jumping hurts your knees, like don't jump, just lift your knees up, follow what they're doing. One of my coaches, Sean, is having a hip replacement in 4 months, I think 3 or 4 months. And it's like bone on bone grinding. And he's like, can I do this with a hip replacement? And I was like, you can. like you can do it, like all of the upper body lifting that you're doing, all the plank stuff, all the core stuff you can do. Just when it comes to anything that has to do with jumping or anything that might be with your knee, like your hip on yoga that you're not able to do, just modify, just do something different, and just jump back in when you can. And similar to Hannah, like with dance, I played in a band for 20 years. Like I love music. Music brings me to life. And I love working out. I didn't used to love working out, but I love working out now. So putting the two together, going back to my skepticism about having the live DJ, it's freaking awesome. Because I've cranked up music before, like on my Bluetooth speaker and then lifted weights or motivational videos and lifted weights. And that's cool. But it's awesome that it's to the beat of the music. So you're like doing it to the music and it just feels good. And it's a perfect start to your day. So Helen, back to your thing, modify it on your knees. Just listen to your body. You're going to have an awesome time with it. Okay. Any other questions?
And yeah, I mean, I've got a few. So there's 100 workouts. So like we keep talking about, it's 100 workouts, not 100 days. So you can do it in 100 days, or you can stack the workouts and do it shorter, or you can do it for longer periods of time. I know I was speaking to a coach in the test group who started when her little one was 6 weeks old. So she'd only just been cleared to exercise, and she just did the workouts on the days that she could do. So she was doing like 3 or 4 maximum a week, which I really love. Like there's that flexibility, and that's what Jericho talks about a lot, is that this isn't, the commitment is to complete 100 workouts, not to complete 100 days in a row. And it being part of your life. And like, how has it fitted around family life, Scottie, with 5 kids? And I know Gabby's done it as well.
Yeah. So just to give you an idea, I finished on day 100. That was my journey. I finished on day 100. Gabby, for example, I just got her text about an hour ago. She just finished day 100 and I finished like a week ago. So she isn't any less successful in the program than I am. She just missed some days as a busy mom of 5, and we had a sickness as well. And now here she is, right, finishing 8 or 9 days. I don't remember when we finished. It was probably like 8 or 9 days, and she's finishing. She did 100 workouts. So that's the reality of it. When I do it again, like I will most likely, like I'm at the point in my life where like I have a lot of time. So like 20 to 30 minutes, like I want 50 minutes, 45 minutes to 60 minutes of a workout. That's what I want. So I'll just double workouts up. Like I could do cardio meltdown and upbeat strength. And then the next day I could do day 3 and day 4. So however you want to do it, you can do it one day at a time, do the 20, 30 minutes. If you get sick for a week, like this is one thing I want to emphasize. I think it's more clear with this program is I see so many people start and finish their journey, let's just talk about 80-day obsession. They'll get like 32 days in and then get sick. And then they miss a whole week. And then they're like, I feel like a failure. I got to start over. And they go back to day 1. And then there's someone else gets sick in the family, or something happens with a relative and you got to go help and you miss more days, and then you stop. And then you're like, I got to start over again. And I always tell my clients when that happens, like if you're on day 16 and you get sick for a week and you miss 5 or 7 days, like when you get better, just do the next day. Like just continue the journey and finish the program. One thing I love about Morning Meltdown 100, I think that message is more clear. Like if you go on a 3-day vacation and you don't want to work out, let's just say, or you're going to be walking the streets all day and exploring, and you're going to be out 12 hours a day with your family, then like, and let's say you're on day 15 of Morning Meltdown 100. When you get back on Monday, like just pick up with day 16, do your 16th workout, your 17th, and you'll have a calendar with your package that you get, and just keep track of just checking the boxes and not worrying about, did I do this in 100 days or did I do this in 120? Just do the 100 workouts.
I love that.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So 100 workouts. So just tell us a little bit about what to expect, because they're in blocks of 10. So you go through different phases, but it's not just cardio and lifting, is it?
No, there's everything. This is actually there's cardio, there's lifting, there's core, there's yoga, there's stretching, there's everything.
Ballet.
Yeah, there's ballet. This is the first time ever that there's been what we would call functional fitness. where you're doing a functional fitness type move. What I mean by that is like what you'll see people do with kettlebells, where they're like swinging them up in the air and like squatting and then swinging them up. Like that's called functional fitness that you'll see CrossFit people do, I guess is what you'd say. Like there's those types of moves incorporated into here, into the program as well. So there's everything, things you haven't seen before with a Beachbody workout. And I think that's why I probably got the best results I ever have in a 100-day program, is because I did things that my body wasn't used to doing. Like the yoga, the functional fitness training, the time under tension, like holding a weight for over 2 minutes, doing different moves, going from one move to the next without resting, and all of those things. So you'll see everything in this program. One thing that I caught on to that I didn't know is think about it as every 5th day, or like the 5th or the 10th. So it would be like the 5th, the 10th, the 15th, the 20th workout is some sort of stretching or some sort of yoga. So there's not a rest day, but every 5th day will be a stretch or a yoga. And I'll tell you, I was surprised. I wasn't expecting it because I'm not a person. Well, the way we did the test group, we couldn't see the workouts. They would just send us the link because it's not on Beachbody On Demand. They'd send us a file and we watch it. So we didn't know what was coming. And I remember the first Sunday, I don't remember what it was, but it was like downbeat strength. It was a full out leg workout on Sunday. And I was like, what is this on Sunday? That's my rest day. And I was expecting some sort of yoga. So that's one thing that I didn't expect that I saw. But do you realize that even though you may do that on a Sunday, every 5th day, so 5th, 10th, 15th, 20th, is like a stretch or a recover type day with yoga. And the yoga is awesome. It's the best yoga, I think.
That's exciting. Cool.
Yeah.
So I guess like I'm really interested to know like what has changed for you. So I've heard from a couple of our UK coaches who were lucky enough to get into the test group, and they're writing in these books and they're in floods of tears at the end, and I'm like, oh my God, like I got very emotional when we did Transform 20. So I can't even imagine what it's like committing to 100 workouts and finishing. Like what's changed for you? And tell us more about this book.
Yeah, so it comes with a B100 book. Gives you the opportunity every day to track like your water and all of that stuff. But you also get to like make a commitment. Like every single day you get to write kind of what you're going through, what you're feeling, what you're committed to doing. So that's been awesome. I remember when I first started, like I think it was like one of the first workouts, Jericho like walked, and it resonated with me because I'm huge about family. She walks in and she like kisses her hand and like touches a picture of her child. And it was just like a reminder every morning that she's doing this workout for her child. And then she gets to the workout and she's like asking, what are you doing this for? And it was just an emotional thing for me. And at the beginning I got to write a thing. Like I didn't want to have I didn't want to just at the end of 100 days have like a great before after picture. I wanted to have more of a change on the inside, because there's still things, every one of us are humans, and there's still things that I struggle with mentally, internally, like where I just wake up and I'm like, do I really have what it takes to do all of these things that I say I'm going to do and these goals? And I have all of these mental battles just like anybody else. Like 5 out of 6 days I wake up and I'm not motivated at all to do anything. Like today it took me till like 10:30 a.m. to get started with my workout. So I struggle with those things as well. But I want to have more of an interior change. And like I saw, I don't know if it's a combination of my wife, Gabby, going through the program. We didn't do the workouts together, like at the same time, but we both did the same workouts, that we grew a little bit closer because we've struggled with some things. We became more friendly with each other. And I think it was because we were on the same journey together. So that was a huge change for me as well. Going through that program together with her. This is, now I don't want to scare you guys away. You don't have to, like, we'll talk about meal plan real quick. You can do the Morning Meltdown meal plan. There's recipes for Morning Meltdown that will come in your package. Or you can do the Ultimate Portion Fix or the 2B Mindset. So there's a lot of flexibility to do what you want with your nutrition. And when I started Morning Meltdown 100, I was a mess talking about the knee thing. Like a few weeks in, I found out I was taking a medication for acne, and I'd been taking it for like 6 months. And all of a sudden, as I'm starting Morning Meltdown 100, all of my joints hurt. My fingers, my palm hurt, my collarbones started hurting, my shins hurt like a shin splint, like hurt like all day long, every day. And my middle of my back hurt. And I'm like, what is happening to me? I feel like I'm 100 years old. And so I went to like a naturopath doctor, a chiropractor / naturopath. And I didn't even tell him that I was taking this medication. And I was just telling him what I was feeling. And he's like, are you on any medications? And I was like, yes. He's like, okay, that medication causes osteoporosis. That's one of the side effects. And I'm like, he's like, you need to come off it. Your liver's been damaged. And that's why your skin is bad. That's why your joints don't move. And like, that's as I'm starting Morning Meltdown 100. So he just gave me some advice on things that help with inflammation for my joints. You know, I was coming off the medication that would help eventually, but he gave me some let's speed it up type things. So one of the things was meats, like red meat and all those things cause inflammation. So I actually followed the vegan meal plan from the Ultimate Portion Fix. I'm not vegan by any means. Like I ate chocolate chip cookies when I wanted to eat chocolate chip cookies over the past 100 days. And I'm not saying I'm like 100% vegan, because I'm not. Like I hunt, and so I eat deer meat and stuff. I had that maybe 3 times in the 100 days. But for the most, like 98%, I followed the vegetarian / plant-based vegan meal plan from 80 Day Obsession and UPF. And like, I think that played a huge role as well as just changing the way that I ate. Because as I paid more attention to just being scared about my liver being damaged and osteoporosis, you know, when you get kind of diagnosed with something, you're like, you really make a change. Like I noticed as well other things that I did a lot of times in my nutrition and my eating that I just kind of let slip, like too many bags of chips when I'd want to on the weekends, or like, oh, it's game night with my best friend, I'll drink an energy drink, which I know are horrible for you, which I was still doing even though I work out and follow a meal plan, but I would slip those things in. But my mindset really changed during this Morning Meltdown 100 with following that plan specific, like here's my meal plan exactly as it is, and tracking and paying attention to everything that I ate. Then I was like, it was funny. It's not funny, but when you track what you eat and follow a meal plan exactly, you realize how many times you're slipping. Like how many times before, like when I eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich or something that's not on the meal plan, I'm like, oh man, I always just slip those in like once a day somehow in my meal plan. But it's not in there. It's like 2 slices of bread and that much peanut butter is not on my meal plan. So I think I had really great results because I stuck to that meal plan and really followed it. So I'm going to encourage you guys for the 100 days to truly don't look at it as a punishment, this workout, but as a way to make a commitment to yourself and show yourself that you love yourself and celebrate by eating good foods and doing these workouts.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll share my picture real quick, Hannah.
Oh yeah, that would be cool.
I pulled it up so you can just see. It's not like a tremendous difference, but you can really see.
There's loads of difference.
So there's the difference of 100 days following the meal plan and doing the workouts.
But I think considering you had an injury and you're fairly fit anyway, I think like, that's amazing, isn't it? That you're still 8 years into your Beachbody journey, still getting amazing results with the programs. It just shows that they work. So a couple of other questions that I had. So obviously it's called Morning Meltdown. And like, I mean, I have to do mine in the morning. Otherwise, I know I won't get them done. Like Lila will be running around, or I've got to work, and then I get home at night. I'm just absolutely pooped. Like, do I have to do them in the morning? Like, that some people have said, well, I just can't physically do it in the morning. I'm not a morning person.
Yeah, you do it whenever you want. Like, just have fun with it. Do it whenever you want. To be honest, I did half of them in the morning, and I did half of them, probably 50 of the workouts I did at 5:30 to 6:30 a.m. The other half I did at like 12:30 in the afternoon. So I say just as long as, like, just think of it as I got to do 100 workouts. Like my goal is to do 100 workouts. Doesn't matter when I do it. Doesn't matter like how many times I have to pause it or modify or drop my weights. I'm just going to commit and show myself that I can follow through with 100 workouts.
Cool. And who would you say this workout's for? You know, I've got a few people saying, you know, they've tried the sample and, you know, it's really athletic, it's super difficult. Like, obviously there are the modifiers, but, you know, having gone through the 100 days and, you know, you're obviously fairly fit anyway, what would you say to someone that is, you know, completely new to fitness and is just like, that just looks too much?
So there was probably 150 people in the test group, and I would say 10 of them were like fairly to really fit out of the 150. And like, it was super empowering. Like, this workout's for everybody. Like, I'm going to have my dad do it. He's 63. He'll be doing it. I have a coach, Bryn, on our team. She's doing it, and she's just entering her 3rd trimester of pregnancy. So she's going to modify and do morning meltdown 100. So like, I say it's for everybody. Like, if you know a guy that is like super into lifting weights and thinks he's strong, like I would challenge him to do morning meltdown 100 and be like, I dare you to do this workout and see if it doesn't get you even more fit than you think you are. Like, I think everybody should do it 100%. And one, like, being a part of the test group and let's say out of the 10 that were fairly to really fit, and then the rest of them were, you know, ready to have a transformation in their journey. Like, it was super empowering to see them. You know, Jericho has this little jump thing she does. I still can't do that because of my knee. Like, jumping and trying to throw my knee into that position is not good yet. But it was cool to see them like show progression photos in the test group of how much higher they are in their jump and how much more athletic they look. And during the program, Jericho, the way she speaks is just, it's really empowering, because I remember one point going through it. I was maybe 20 to 25 days in, and I was just going through the motions. Like, I'm going to go through this. I'm going to have some good results. More importantly, I'm going to have, inner results with my mindset and everything like that, and not so much the pictures. But there was a moment somewhere between day 20 and 30, something Jericho said where it was just like, she just spoke to me like, Scottie, you're an elite athlete. And it's where I was like, I'm going to take my fitness further than I ever have before. Like, I'm not going to be in a competition or anything, but I'm going to be like, I deserve to be like, feel and act like an athlete. You know, I'm 38 years old, have 5 kids. And I'm like, you know what? I do deserve to feel like and look like an athlete, and I'm going to. And it made me just take it to the next level with the workouts and really challenge myself. But I not only saw that with myself, I saw that in the people that needed 100 pounds to lose a morning meltdown 100, doing these jumps and like them speaking to the rest of the group like, I'm an athlete. And to me, it's just emotional and empowering to see somebody that still has 100 pounds to lose, like, feel like they're an athlete. Because once they can feel like they're an athlete and get that in their mind, they'll be there eventually, whether it's 100 days, 200 days, or 300 days later. So I think everybody should do it, because it's gonna be super empowering for them.
Awesome. Oh, I'm so excited.
Can I show you one more little video I got sent to me today?
Yeah, okay, go on. And then we got about 5 minutes if anyone else has got any questions.
Let me just show it real quick. Can you see this girl right here?
Yeah.
Check out, this is in the 100-day meltdown as well. Like, look at the difference in like inches. It's only a minute, 30 seconds.
I love these little videos.
I know, they're cool, huh? I'll teach you guys how to make them if you want after.
Yeah, because the timing is perfect.
So we'll get into that later, because we want to answer the questions. But like, you know, she doesn't look like an athlete, but she feels like an elite athlete, and she'll get there eventually, right? So, okay, what other questions do we have?
Anyone else got any other questions? You can type them in the chat box if you don't want to talk. That's cool.
Or we could awkwardly stare at each other.
Awkwardly sit here at each other. Everyone gets a bit too British, and we don't like to talk. Yeah, I do that a lot. Okay, cool. So one of the questions is, so it obviously comes out and we're all going to start this program together on the 29th of July.
Yes.
So why would you say that people should jump in now and not wait until October? What's the benefit?
I think we all need to just get out of procrastinating. Like, I think too often, not just like us here in this fitness group, but I think too often we're like, oh, I'll wait until after a holiday, or I'll wait until after my kid gets out of school and there's more time in the summer, which we know there isn't. And so I think this is just a great time just to say, I'm in. Like, I'm going to commit and I'm going to go through and follow through with it and just end once and for all, not just for Morning Meltdown 100, procrastination. Like, just saying, okay, that's something I want to do and I'm going to do it, and then just take action and do it with us. I think it's going to be super fun. Because I've been a part of doing launches of new programs. And so if you guys don't know, like, I do this as a full-time business, coach people through their transformations. And so I get to see people's commitment levels when they do programs. When there's like the excitement of something brand new and everybody does something completely together, like more people, statistically more people follow through to the end. So because I've coached people for 9 years, I'll be like, some person will be doing this 21-day program, someone will do this 80-day program, and they're all on the same journey of a health and fitness program, but different programs. But there's a different, unique amount of excitement and motivation when you check into your Fit and Fabulous and you're like, oh my gosh, downbeat strength, I'm not going to be able to walk today. Do you remember those suitcase lunges? And then if you haven't done your workout yet and you're doing it, you're like, oh my gosh, what are the suitcase lunges? I got to get this done. And when everybody's doing it together, there's just more excitement and more momentum. And I just see better success and more people follow through with the program. So you should be on board and start with us on July 29th, 100%. So you can go through it with us.
Do you know what, Scottie? I completely agree, and I think that's the most success I've personally had with when I've committed to programs is doing it all together. Like, we're all doing Lift 4 at the moment together, or a smaller group of our bigger team, and there's just something about all just being in the same week, in the same program, going, oh my God, bloody triple bears again, or oh, those frigging swimmers, or people going, oh, it's shoulder day, ugh. And it's just something nice about having that kind of smaller group of people doing it together. And I think, you all go through the pain of it at the same time.
We go through the pain at the same time, but we get to celebrate together, whether it's at day 100 or 110 days in. Like, I just think, let's just say one of you is like 10 days behind and most of them finish at day 100. They're all going to celebrate you coming across that finish line, even if it was 10 days later, just like we're going to celebrate Gabby coming across the finish line a week later. Like, that, you won't have that same momentum and that same excitement if you wait. So
we don't leave anyone behind. We're like those people at marathons that hold the person up.
Yeah,
that's what part of being a team is, right? So, yeah.
Right, we're going to do it together.
Cool. Any other questions for Scottie?
No, I'm just bummed that we have to wait till July 29th because I've been doing it for 100 days. I'm just like, now what am I supposed to do? Go back to Sagi? Like, I want some of this. So I'm excited. I can't wait to go through it with you guys again.
Oh, I'm so excited. It's just so different to anything that I think BOD has got and that we've got. And it's just, Jericho's just amazing. She's so inspiring, and hearing her talk about the reasons why she does this and how she lost her dad when she was like 12, and how for her it's about being health. Like, I really connect with her because her reasons for doing this and helping other people are so similar to my own. And I think that hearing that come from another mum who has got a 4-year-old, it's really cool to hear her talk so passionately about trying to help other people.
Yeah, that's the best part.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, well, thank you so much, Scottie. I really, really appreciate it. I know that our ladies are going to really love checking back in with this call. And really appreciate it. Thank you so, so much. And I will see you next Wednesday.
And Mandy, I'll see Mandy too.
I'm so Getting excited. Almost 2 years I haven't seen you for.
I know.
It's nuts.
We'll get to celebrate. I'll be at the UK Summit. I'll close that session out.
Yes, you are.
Talking about Chris's transformation. So
this has been an 8-year dream for me.
And it's here.
It's going to be emotional. It's going to be emotional. There will be tears. Guaranteed. Be prepared for emotional Hannah.
I'm an emotional dude, so it'll be my 8th summit, and I'm supposed to introduce Chris on the stage at the stadium, and I don't think I'll get the words out, because just when I see him walk up there 170 pounds lighter, I'll be crying, and I'll just be like, here's Chris. You guys know who he is.
Yeah. So. I know. I think he's starting to get nervous now as well. He's like, oh my God, it's real. This is happening.
Yeah. Only $100,000 possible prize.
Doesn't matter, does it? Drop in the ocean.
Oh, crazy.
Anyway, thank you so much, Scottie. I really appreciate it. And have a great 4th of July. Have a good time with the family. And I'll speak to you soon. Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Take care.